very, very wet and rainy Napier today. I hope everything is going well at your place today and you're able to join us this morning for another bi-weekly catch-up. So how is everybody? Oh, here we all are. Morena, Michelle, everyone is coming in. Good to see you this morning. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. Peter from the Mill pop round. Bless his heart, he always forgets that I have this at 11. So of course, he pops around at about 11:15 for a catch up and to do a couple of things for the mill. So that's okay. It was great actually. We were hatching some plans, which is always really, really exciting. So I figured you wouldn't mind because it is something really good. No, but it is honestly, you will possibly hear the rain. I'm talking chucking it down right here. Now, so if you hear a funny sound, it's not static, it's actually just rain on the roof because it is that bonkers this morning. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, oh, wow, look, have a number of our Americans and our Australians in the house. Good morning or afternoon to all of you as well. Yeehaw, full crew here. I was trying to sort of figure out what to sort of talk about today, and I actually usually I do my chat first, then I do my newsletter. This morning, I've actually done it the other way around. I came in early this morning and started on the newsletter. And I started on the newsletter, and that sort of has kind of sent me down the rabbit hole of what I thought we could chat about. Because I've been thinking about, because it's springtime here, autumn for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, and it's that sort of crazy time of year, like that really transitional sort of time. And I've often talked about transitional knitting and knitting those transitional pieces. So this time of year, often we will knit things to get us ready for summer or winter knitting, depending on where you are. But today, it's often, well, what do you do with those transitional pieces and what are good transitional pieces to knit? And I think that's why the mystery knit along, the shawl knit along with Stephen West is always so well timed, because a shawl is the perfect thing for both spring or autumn, a shawl or a wrap. I mean, when you think about it, that is the ultimate transitional piece of clothing, isn't it? Because it's that thing that you can throw on to give you an extra layer or a piece of warmth. But ultimately, this is what we need this time of year, is layers, right? So because it can be really chilly first thing in the morning, but by the sort of the middle of the day, you've gone from sort of single digit temperatures if you're in Celsius, or sort of 30s and 40s temperatures in the morning, and actually exploded out to temperatures much warmer and temperate during the middle of the day. So having sort of bulky sweaters and things like that, or even hats and mitts, don't work. But having something like a wrap where you can sort of throw that around your shoulders and your neck in the morning to give you that little extra layer, and then you can easily shed it, whack it in your bag, throw it in the back of the car, on your desk, whatever you're doing, and then pop it back on. It's just ideal. If you're working in an air-conditioned environment, sometimes you actually need that because that environment in itself can be a bit chilly. So it is just, finding that sort of thing. And it's funny, we've gone down, what people knit goes in fashes and waxes and wanes. And we certainly noticed, like 5 years ago, all anybody was knitting was shawls. And then they've sort of eased off, and we've gone into what I call sweater and cardigan territory for the last few years. And it's all been about the sweaters and the cardigans. And actually, shawls still hold a really valid place in our knitted wardrobe. So the trick I thought today is I'm going to bring you some shawl and wrap ideas, which I'm going to feature in the newsletter, with some yarns, which may just give you an idea that if you don't want to do the mystery knit along with Stephen West, because you like to know the path that you're going down, you might actually want to try some of these other designs. So I've got 3 designs in mind. And I'm also going to show you guys, you're the first, I'm going to show you what the new Pearl Luster colours are that match with their buddies and what the names are. Because you will notice on the website that they're all listed and they're sitting there, but there are no photographs next to them. So I know that there has been a guessing game going on over in the speakeasy at what might match what. And a number of you are actually pretty much dead on the money. But I thought I would show you what they are. So if you want to go and purchase those before the photos come up, you will be in the know and you will be exactly knowing what you're going to be getting. So that's what I thought we were talking about today. And of course, I wanted to be able to be here in my finished item that I talked about on Monday. And then I ended up not getting as much knitting time over the last couple of days. I am literally onto in terms of stripes, I've got 2 more colours to do. And then I'm binding off, and then I'm on to the sewing up and doing the neck. So it will barring great disasters, it should definitely be done for Monday. But yeah, I was at it last night knitting away, and it's almost going to feel a bit sort of letting it go, because it's been my sort of it snoozed for over a year. So to actually be able to get it finished is a really good feeling. Okay, so let's just make sure I haven't missed any questions before we get started. And I have to bring up a couple of things first. Oh, Angela, will the sock competition be suitable for the MCAL? Definitely is the answer to that, Angela. I think it was 347 metres is needed of each. You're looking at 178 metres for the sock competition. So it's going to be one of those things that, will you just get it out of 2 balls, or will you need a third? I personally think a third is a good idea. But yeah, in fact, the sock competition will look fabulous. You've got enough sort of lights and darks in there to be able to give you some sort of subtle colour variation. And then, of course, you've got both Delavery and Milk to offer light and dark contrast too. So the short answer to that is yes, definitely. Okay, right. I just, because I literally ran in here after Peter left, and I just need to bring up one more website to show you, because we'll start with this one first, and we will So I've been looking at sort of a variety of different sort of wraps that will work with in different ideas. So I'm going sort of from everything from very light and sheer to something with a little bit more bulk in it. And I wanted to do that just to give, because everybody has different things that they like to do. So just different options. And also to having different yarns that we want to have a look at. So I'm just pulling this up. Boom. Right. This is the first one I want to talk to you about. This is Flux from Truly Myrtle. Oh, there we go. That's there. And let's jump down and do that. There we go. So this is Flux from Truly Myrtle. You may know this from the Pacifico collection. So this was in this has been out a few years now, and it is a really lovely rustic piece. It's got a little bit of nice texturing there with a lovely zigzag shape. It's using a yarn that is a woolen spun yarn, very, very similar. And it's sorry, a woolen spun yarn. It's in a ripple pattern, and it's knitted on a 5mm needle. And I know when I spoke to Libby about this the other day, we were talking about Kelly & Co, and we both agreed when we were chatting that Flux would be incredible in Kelly & Co. And it's because the yarn itself, it's using an American yarn. It's a Tagi and a Rambouillet, and it is done in, I know the mill that it's spun in, it is a woolen spun yarn. It will be absolutely ideal. And I pulled out a Hern, which is the softer pink. It's not as deep as that one there, but this yarn on that needle in that pattern will look utterly incredible. I love these style of wraps with the buttoning. The thing I like about these is that you can just still wear them like a scarf, but you can actually pull them up and actually affix them. So if you need to have, if you're out and about and on the go, they sort of then almost turn into almost like a poncho type scenario with a detachable seam really, and it just makes it a really, really practical garment to wear. And I just think this in the Kelly & Co would look incredible. You'd be looking at here, she uses, I did work that out, it was 118 meters. So what did she say? Total was 800, there we go, 826 meters of DK wool. You're looking at 190 meters here. So I would be, 5 would definitely have it safe, and you would end up with a little bit left over. Let's have a look at the wee schematic that we've got on that. Oh no, pulling it back. But it is just, it just is something that I think would work incredibly well. And you can actually purchase that directly from the website. So that is Flux from Truly Myrtle. In fact, has Kathy already beaten me to it? Because if she hasn't, I'll throw it in the. Oh, she has. That you're so good, Kathy. So good. The other one I wanted to show you was, and this is one that hasn't had a lot of, sorry, I'm using the search so I can find it, didn't get a lot of press when it came out, this pattern. And I think it's because it is one that does require a little bit more technical nous. It isn't for a beginner. And this is Eliza. And part of it is because it is worked in the round, and there is a central invisible seam, which is, I think, is running just along here. It's either there or there. I can't quite remember. It might be there actually. And you are working in the round. So there is a little bit of technical know-how with Liza. But what I really love about Liza is you've got some beautiful slip stitch patterning. It's got a really lovely pop of colour. It is something that you can pop around, and it makes it a really wearable item to wear. Perfect again for this transitional time of year. And the yarn that's been used in this is one that, again, it's what have she's used here? It's a hand-dyed helix by Infinite Twist, so not something readily available to us for New Zealanders. But having a look at that, both that yarn and having a look at the construction and the colour of that wrap and the little bit of bloom on it, it has got a lot of alpaca in it. And to me, that wrap, in fact, when I first saw that wrap, before I realised what it was knitted in, I thought it was actually knitted in Bohemia Light. And I've just gone and popped those colours together there in Bohemia Light, where you could get it. Now, this I put Bewitched in there. If you've got Glass House or Imperial in your stash, and I know many of you will have Glass House or Imperial in your stash, that's the third colour in the selection. That would look amazing if you wanted to achieve that colour selections. But then I've got there Wreath, Radiance, Parchment, and Bewitched would give you a really glorious shawl. And if you're wanting a project where you're wanting to make something that is really beautiful, very striking, to give you a little bit of a challenge in your knitting as well, I think Liza is a really good option to do that. I think it's something that you won't be bored with it. You'll be enjoying the challenge with it, and you sort of, and once you get used to it, because it starts in the center and you're radiating out, you'll get used to how it's sort of working. And then it's funny, Michelle said Erebus would work with those colors as well. It's really hilarious because when I was doing the newsletter, I initially had Erebus in instead of Wreath, and then I changed my mind and switched it out for Wreath. You're right. The other color that would work, Michelle, is London Town, and I initially went to go with London Town, and it's out of stock. It's on its way back shortly, so it is coming back soon. I know it's being dyed at the moment, but yes, if you've got London Town in the stash, that would also work incredibly well too. Or the other colour, actually, which again you may have the stashed, is Arsenic. If you've got Arsenic in your stash for that grey, that would look amazing. But I just think that this is a shawl that would give you a little bit more of there's a couple of little technical things that will push your boat out a little bit. And sometimes, this time of year when you actually really do enjoy doing something like that. So those are a couple of options from Libby that I think are worth considering if you're wanting to do that. So as I said, Kelly & Co with the Flux, I just think is amazing, and Eliza in Bohemia Light. And of course, if you were to do Eliza in Bohemia Light, it gave yourself a little bit of a challenge, that would have you available for Outlaw October. So that's a good idea, isn't it? So you would need, in the newsletter, when the newsletter comes out, I've actually worked out the amounts that you would do. Samantha is asking, would Kelly & Co work with an anilgic poncho? Yeah, it definitely would, Samantha. I'm just trying to remember, I would definitely, I think it was a 4.5 millimeter needle from memory. If it's on a 4.5 millimeter needle, for sure. The only thing, just to make sure, is because it is a woolen spun yarn, just make sure you've got your tensioning with your floats. Just a little hint more tensioning on those floats, because it's not as springy as a worsted spun yarn, so you don't want to be putting too much tension on those floats. So that's the only thing I would say about the Ninilchik. But the colours, oh gosh, see, you've got Arthonia, Swilly, and Remor are the three neutral colours that will give you the blank canvas to add your pops of colour to. And there are just so many incredible pops that you could go. Like, I just am automatically thinking Swilly, which is the beautiful cream, with this Ahern, the Malone, which is the blue. And if you wanted to go soft and just do a very soft Ninilchik, you would put Arthonia in there. But if you're wanting to actually add and inject this really intense, vibrant pop of colour, Dariana, the purple with those would look amazing. Or you could then go down something very like deep and classic. So you could do Abbott, which is the red, with Sheridan, which is that deep blue, and then pop in, say, Malone, which is the lighter blue, or you could do Grainy, which is the rich green. I mean, those three with Arthonia as your base, which is the grey, would look just off the hook good. Yeah, it would look amazing. The colours would really, really work. They would just totally pop. So absolutely. 3.5 and 4 millimeter for Ninilchik. Thanks, Michelle, for checking. So the only thing I would say, Samantha, with that is that, yeah, you don't do a lot on the 3.5. I would be, you can do it on for the 4. It does make a firmer fabric. Personally, I do find the Kelly & Co works better on a 4.5. So you could do that on the Ninilchik Swancho. It is a really easy, loose piece to do. You may want to consider doing the smaller size. And the only thing that you would want to consider with that as well is just how much your meterage, because you will need to build in probably about 15 to 20% contingency on your meterage if you moved up that needle size. Hi, Lucy. Lucy's asking, what increase method would you use increasing the yoke on the love note? Thanks. Oh, good question, Lucy. It's been a while since I knitted mine. I think they had make one rights, make one lefts, if I'm not mistaken, which is, I've got a funny feeling what I did, but I'll let you in on a secret. I do remember doing this now. I got a bit lazy. I hate doing, I think it's make one rights, which is the one where you go in from the front, whereas knitting through into the back of this, like lifting it up from the front and then just doing into the back of the stitch is heaps easier. So I actually just did that all the way around. I didn't sort of halvesy it out. So that's what I did. I didn't do it. I know some people have talked about doing a knit in the front of the back. I do recommend doing a lifted increase, because a lifted increase is quite invisible. Doing a K-fab on love note always leaves a little pearl bump in there, and that will detract. So I would definitely do a lifted increase, and I'm pretty certain I did make one lefts all the way around. That's what I did. I mean, I'm naughty. I do this all the time. I mean, the purists like to mirror these things. I can't be bothered. Does Kelly & Co do a sport weight yarn? Right, Jill. This is an ongoing discussion with Claire and I. The short answer to that is yes. And what the sport weight is with the Kelly & Co is just a single strand of this. That's how they do it in a wool and spun world. I personally am all there. I want to go boots and all. Claire is not quite so convinced. Her concern is obviously being a woolen spun yarn and being on a single strand or single plied yarn, that when you do come to knit with it, you need to be very careful, and you need to make sure that you know, because it is more fragile than a worsted spun yarn, and most people are used to using worsted spun yarn, and you can really abuse it. Let's put it this way, Jill, watch this space. If Kelly & Co keeps tracking the way that it's been tracking and doing as well as it's been tracking, see, I mean, yes, I do have the power of what I call overall veto, but I do like to have Madam on board, because if I don't have Madam on board, it can make my life, a bit tough. But I'm wearing her down. She's going to watch this now at home tonight. She's going to go, I'm going to kill her. I am wearing her down. Yeah, you're looking for a heavier sport weight with woolen spun is even better. Yeah. So Jill, I tell you what you should be looking at is Rebel. Head over to Outlaw and have a look at the Rebel yarns that they've got now. They do have actually a lighter sort of. They've got one which is a 4-ply. Which it's not sort of a heavy sport weight, but it is a really gorgeous woolen spun yarn, and I think that is definitely one to have a look at. But yes, we can. That what you're talking about is the halvesy version of this, but it's such a commitment that we thought we would dip our toes into the water with the Aran weight first, which we knew we had patterns and support, and then we will move into those lighter weights. That's the plan, at least. So if you guys keep buying this, we're definitely there. All right. Oh yeah, Barbara, exactly. In the Kelly & Co in a lighter weight, yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I'll tell Claire to read the comments. She'll honestly, she'll at me, bless her heart. If you are, Jill, looking for a heavier sport weight yarn, I'm just thinking even Little Bandit's actually a really good option for you. If you're looking for something that's heavier, so it's Little Bandit is 150 meters, so it is actually slightly heavier, and also to Southlander Sport is also another good option as well. I know they're worsted spun, but they're certainly Rebel Destiny. Thank you so much, Kathy. I knew it was one of the Rebels and I couldn't remember which one. So we're catching up with Chris, who we get this from hopefully on a Zoom next week. So I'll talk to him about that next week. Right, what else did I have in the pipeline? Right, Ravelry. I haven't even logged into my Ravelry yet. So there's one pattern, Charles Gandy, and I haven't jumped into Steve Charles' here this morning. Charles recommended, he flicked this to me the other day, and I really want to get this. In fact, I will add this to our sample knitter pile. This was a pattern that he recommended. He recommended to us for the Whisper Light, and it just spoke to him straight away that it was perfect. And as soon as I jumped on and had a look at it, and I know someone in the speakeasy has already knitted this, and it looks amazing. And that is Floatini. Let me just do this. There it is there. Floatini by Kelly Monster. And it is a beautiful, beautiful triangular base shawl with these gorgeous leaves done with short rows. And it is a mixture of a very fine weight mohair with a fingering, sort of classic fingering weight yarn in between. And it works very, very well if you've got a couple of contrasting colors. Oh gosh, and I'm trying to press the wrong picture. There we go. Right, let's go to the right screen, Marie. There it is there. This one's quite a good one to show you. So as you can see, a mixture there of the solid yarn, and then you have these beautiful sort of mohair pops in the middle. And it's the perfect shawl, the perfect marriage between those two yarns without having them double-stranded. Because, I mean, it's all about the double-stranding, but it doesn't need to be double-stranded. So I wanted to show you the Floatini. So in the newsletter for the Floatini, I talk about the colours that you can use. So the colours that I talk about in the newsletter are... go with this one here, right? And that's your combination there. So that is talking about it. Actually, I'll just jump this up so you can see it. So I've gone and done that there, which, look, boom. So that is the pearl luster and the argent with the pearl luster and the cream rose. That is just a perfect, perfect, perfect combination. So if you wanted to do Floatini just like the picture, that is what you will do. But there's also other pictures here in Floatini. And this is another one. So that one there is doing a Floatini, which is not having quite so much contrast, right? But you could actually achieve this look, well, close to, with a little bit more contrast. Oh, you say. So this here, now this, and I didn't grab it, this one actually goes with the, and it's looking quite orange on the screen, which annoys me because it is not orange. It is the most incredible shade of coral, and it is called coral. And let's see if I hold it back here. If it will. No, it looks orange. It is. It actually is the same color as what's showing on the screen in the pattern. It is a beautiful classic coral, and it goes with. It's not comfort. I think is it comfort or embrace? I can't remember which one it is in the Whisper DK. It's the exact color that matched for that, but. We did it this color because to me it is the perfect summer color. If you're wanting to do lightweight knitting for the summer, something like the Adira Tea or the Barnhill Tea. So the Adira is from Libby Truly Myrtle, the Barnhill is from Hanging Rock Roost, but you're wanting a beautiful lightweight yarn, and you could use this. This is Surrey alpaca. You would knit with this in a lightweight yarn like you would knit with a cotton, because it is light, it's easy to wear, it's soft, it's gorgeous, and this color just screams summer, absolutely screams summer. So that is the coral, and I'm going to get rid of this. So, and it would work beautifully in the Floatini. Oh, and I'll just show you one more color combination in the Floatini before I jump to talk about these, and that is these two here. And typical, it's the one mohair I didn't grab. Or we'll do it the other way. And of course, that's the other mohair I didn't grab. But this one here is that you would have this in the petal and the spellbound. So it's just amazing. So I'm going to get rid of these. Right, let's get rid of these because I'm going to show you the pearl luster. Okay. Oh, so Anna's asking, I've signed up for the MKL. Is an incognito okay to use? Depending on the incognito that you had, as long as it's essentially the 4-ply one, the 4-ply of the fingering weight incognito, then the answer to that is yes. Just make sure that you've got at least, I would work out, I think, yeah, as I said, I think it was either 387 or I think it was either 387 meters, I think it was 387 meters or 347. I think it was 340, I can't remember, it was one or the other, was what was the requirement. So just make sure, I mean, if you work on 400, then you know you're good. Or even I think it might be 347 is what you need, yes. Anywho, back to the pearl luster, because I'm too excited about this. So we got the pearl lusters done to go with the Whisper Fines. And of course, the Whisper Fines came in, and then madness ensued, and the pearl lusters have been delayed up until now. But we're not actually too sad about that, because the pearl lusters, once the photography is inbound, is that it. Oh, 347 for that in NCAL. Thanks, Kathy. Yeah, 347. So, so for Anna, as long as you've got, if you work on say 370, 380, or like 347 is what you need, but you should be good. I think you should be good. Anywho, pearl luster. We're not panicked because we knew that if it was coming in for the springtime here, because pearl luster is the perfect yarn for your spring and summer knitting for those lighter weight yarns. It's also great for baby singlets and lighter weight projects, but of course for those transitional pieces and shawls, and then obviously all the double stranding. So let me just move. So I will show you that. I mean, oh, did I grab a Marie? Have I grabbed a Marie? Yes, I have. All right. So I'm just getting them all out because there's so many and they're so gorgeous. And of course now I'm in a bind because I had decided on my 5 colours and I was going to do it in Mahana. And now that I've seen all of these, because these have come in since then, I'm now changing my mind. So this could be almost a selection on the go. So, and I missed one. What did I miss of those? Anyway, these have been the Pearl Luster colours that we've had time immemorial. So cream rose, rosaline, murrey, argent, and I'm sure there's been one. Oh, and gardenia, which is the white one, which I don't have here. But those have been the colours that we've always had with Pearl Luster. They're here to stay. We love them. And they all have their Whisper Fine buddies. So those you know about. So here are the ones that you don't know about. So we all know this is Whisper Fine. This is Rejoice, which is this glorious, wonderful blue. Well, Rejoice, here's its perfect companion, and this one is called Happiness. So Rejoice, Happiness, Rejoice, Happiness. Write these down because I'm not going to, until we launch you're the only ones that I'm going to tell about this. Okay, so make sure you write these down. So Rejoice, Happiness. Okay, my personal favourite. So as you know, Aria, which is the most incredible cyan colour, it is a perfect match for cozy in cyan. And we did that deliberately. But not everybody wants to use cyan because it is more of a rustic wool. This softens it down beautifully. I'm knitting with that combination at the moment and love it. But if you are wanting something that is a little bit more luxurious and incredible and has that same rich, warm, reflective glow in the yarn as you get in this. So because this is on Suri alpaca, and again, the camera's not showing it as gloriously as it should, because this is on Suri alpaca, this on the wool, this is quite flat. On the Suri, this has actually got a glow. The colours do glow on all of these colours. It is amazing. So this one is Lagoon. So Aria and Lagoon go together. Now with the Embrace, which is this one here in the pink, you know that the magenta in the cozy goes with this. But of course, we've done the same as the Aria and we've gone and given it its own Pearl Luster colour as well. And there it is there, and that is Bougainvillea. I mean, look at that. I mean, you all know I'm very fond of a hot pink. So that is Bougainvillea. This colour is just screams happy. It's just so, so glorious. So that is those. I'm just sort of jump. Oh, I didn't grab the mohair for that. Okay, let's do the two that I do have. Verdant. This has been, everyone adores the Verdant. We've got our sample done in the Verdant. This goes beautifully with Featherstone and Sock Petition, which is the green. However, we have now given it its own very green. There it is there, and that is Palm. So that is just, again, the camera's not showing the colour as good as it looks. Because honestly, this is so saturated and so rich and so glorious. So this is Palm. So those two go together. This is the one I'm really happy about because this is Summer here, which is the gorgeous, beautiful, rich gold. And we absolutely love it. It looks, I mean, you've been able to, this one actually in Sock Petition, a lot of people have doubled this up either with Chapel or Garland. I personally think it looks great with Chapel. But we've actually given it, there's its little partner in crime, and we've called this one Summer as well. We haven't had a gold like this for a really long time. It is a really rich, brassy gold. It is a great rich colour. It looks fantastic on that base. Those are both called Summer, so you won't forget those. And then these are I forgot to go and grab these guys' little mohair counterparts, but I definitely know in Whisper Fine, Spellbound, which is that beautiful mauve, here is its buddy. And this one is called Mystery. So Mystery and Spellbound go together. And then these two, and I'm going to have to look these up because I know they're called what they're called, and I can never remember which is which. Dreadful, isn't it? I named them. I should remember. I'm hopeless. I am so hopeless. Where am I going? I am going. Now I'm not even able to find things on my own. Oh, there we go. Let's go here. Oh, here's the rain again. Just eased off and it's now just starting to absolutely pour again. Right. Okay. So let's close that out here and turn this on here. I really do need a producer. That's what I need. Okay, here we go. Boom. So these guys here are, this one is comfort. So this goes with comfort. So as you can see, there is comfort is this one here. And it is the beautiful soft pink, and that goes perfectly. And that is also the same color as our La Rosa and Perindale. So it's this color, this soft pink color is just one that people absolutely adore. It is a great color if you're wanting a beautiful soft blushy pink. It is just lovely. So it's nice to actually have this color now in 3-ply, 4-ply and DK all the way across, plus in the mohair. We put it in the range because seriously it is one of our best selling shades across multiple ranges. And then this is and so this one, sorry, this one Comfort is the mohair warm rose. This is warm rose and pearl luster. And then here's our coral that I mentioned before, coral and pearl luster. This goes with Delight. And this is a perfect match for the Delight on the screen. So you'll see the Delight on the screen doesn't look as orange as this. I can tell you it is an absolute perfect match. So this is the coral. So there, everybody is now buddied up, which is so super exciting. So of course, then the $6 million question for me now is I now have all these glorious colors. And you've got 5 colors that you need to pick for the mystery knit along. So, and I'm just putting all of these up here. So, I mean, look at, I mean, how on earth do you find 5 from that? So I'm sort of now torn because I really was quite keen on the Mahana, but I really want to do these instead. So I'm sort of a bit torn. I've been playing around with different combinations. So initially I was thinking of going that, which is, I know, really full on and bright. But then I'm kind of like, oh, no, maybe I should have lights and darks. And then I sort of switch stuff around. And then I sort of, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm torn. I definitely love those 3 there. I think these are going to be my starting point. And then I might just sort of have to add on to those 3. It's too hard. I tell you, it's just too hard. The decisions that one has to make in order to get something. Go bright, Greg. Yeah, I know. I know. I think you're right, Greg. I really do think. Yeah, I think you are right, Greg. And I think that's probably where I need to go. The only concern I have is whether the 2 blues are too close together, but I don't think they are. I mean, because the other option is if I go there, which I think works as well. And I think potentially having a contrast might work. So I'm a bit, well, that's the other, no, I think that, yeah, there or there. I do note that in the combinations that Stephen himself has put together, there are a number of 5 combinations that are really intense and bright. So I think I definitely can be quite safe with the brighter colours because he's already put selections together himself, which I think is not necessarily a bad idea. But yeah, it's sort of trust. See, look. See now. Oh, I forgot to throw the magenta in there. See, like, see now, look. Or do I go? See, it's hard. I know. I need to play around with it. I know it's bad, isn't it? It's so bad. So yeah, Michelle, go with your gut instinct. The problem is my gut's roiling, Michelle, because it likes all of that. I mean, part of me even, I mean, don't laugh. Part of me is not even adverse to that. I know. I know. I know. Anyway, I know it is picking colours is so incredibly difficult. You would, especially around here. I'm really delighted with how these have come out, because how they translate on the mohair is one thing, but how they translate out in a smooth yarn is quite different. It's such a pity that the camera doesn't show you there is a reason why pearl luster is called pearl luster, and it's because of that Suri alpaca. When it's in that beautiful higher twist, you see this lovely sheen. And if you've ever seen a Suri alpaca, it's the one with the lovely big curly locks on it, and so you get that gorgeousness, and it just reflects through into the yarn. Yeah, it is. It's just absolutely beautiful. So I think you guys are right. I think my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, part of me, that's 6 there. Do you know what part of me? Oh, actually, part of me even thinks, do I actually go 6 colours? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I've got until the 9th of October to figure it out. So that's like, what, 2 whole weeks away or something. So it's good. So in that time, I need to finish my poncho, and I need to, was something else that I needed to know? I can't remember. So I do need to get everything. Karen, is delivery in Auckland still free? No, it's not, because you with things moving down to alert level 3, we actually popped that off. It was for alert level 4, but we have got it's still delivering into Auckland $5.95. And also the best news too is that all the wonderful Auckland people, I see Lynn is in here. I know you're back delivering, aren't you, Lynn? I saw that on the Book of Face yesterday, day before yesterday. So all our Auckland people are now back delivering, which I know they've been taking orders. So I know Lynn has got a number of fabulous orders. She's getting those out. Helene from Happy Go Knitty, a number of you I know ordered the kits from her Isabel Kramer collaboration. So I know she's been getting all those ready to go out. I think she had them ready. They just needed to go out. Harney's Hoolies are now delivering. Who else is now delivering up there? Oh, Jan Floozy's delivering up there. So it's so good to see all our Auckland crew are now delivering. Knit Pro, we've had some emails actually back from them, because of course they were tied up with all of that as well. They are back delivering, but they have got a backlog a million miles wide. So they did send us an email yesterday saying they have got hundreds and hundreds of orders. I know the feeling. And they're working through that. So in terms of our needles, just be patient, because poor old Knit Pro had, I know, going madly to try and get those out. Kathy, you got your Happy Go Knitty kit yesterday. Yay! I know, that kit's gorgeous. Kathy, what's it called? Katoon? It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. From Isabel Kramer. If you want to know more about that, I did talk to Helene on the Quarantine Diaries, and we did talk about that a little bit. So you can check that video out if you want to know more about that. Right, I'm going to stop gassing, because I want to get that newsletter finished for you and get all the other interesting bits and pieces. Cardoon. Thank you, Kathy. Cardoon. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I will be here on Monday with a fabulous Libby from Truly Myrtle. We will be talking about Wardrobe Toolbox Season 4, which closes next week. So if you're not already signed up for that, we will be talking a little bit about that, and we'll do a Q&A if you've got any questions at all about Wardrobe Toolbox. We'll also talk about designs in terms of Kelly & Co. and some of these other yarns that will work really well over in Truly Myrtle Designs, and just generally having a good old gas bag, as Libby and I are often apt to do. Honestly, we have so much. We spend, it's like with Ethan, we spend all our time talking about yarn. It's great. So much fun. Anyway, have a great day, everybody. And a good weekend. I'm so thrilled, at least Auckland, that you are out and about of at least level 4. So Cook can have a night off if you're unable to get back to work. And for those of our Yarny friends who are back to work, it's well done. And so hopefully you guys will be great. Oh, Kathy, you watched? Yes, I heard Ethan's masterclass yesterday on Toolbox was outstanding. I spoke to Libby about her yesterday afternoon, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, he's amazing!" It's like, I know, yeah. So honestly, but he's got his New Zealand mother Deb, he's got Auntie Marie, now he's got Auntie Libbo, or she reckons fairy godmother now. So this Ethan is he's not allowed to ever leave, because not allowed to ever leave. He can't go back to Canada. He needs to stay here because we just love him too much. And of course, I'll be back with him next month, as we do. So until then, have a great weekend, and I will talk to you again with Libby on Monday. Until then, bye.